Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to gather closer to the stage. So we're going to get started in a couple minutes. And the speakers can come up to the stage. You can put it right there. No, right there would be great. Do you want it maybe?
Good afternoon. So, I'm Dan Gelber, and it is my great honor to be the mayor of the most inclusive city in the world, Miami Beach. So I want you to understand something. We are standing on Harvey Milk Way, right on the cusp of Pride Park, and right over there is the Pride flag, which flies every single day, not just during Pride Week. So there's only one thing I can think of to say right now, but we're not supposed to say it. So let me just say it together with you on the count of three. 1, 2, 3, say gay! The reason why we wanted this rally, and I want to be very clear, is all of us were inspired when we watched students, teachers, parents travel to Tallahassee to try to convince a wrong-headed and hubris-filled legislature that they were wrong in passing this very, very wrong-headed and poorly intended bill. We asked them not to do it, but they did it anyway. So today, we are having this rally to let people know that they don't speak for us. This is our community. And there are people who think differently. And a lot of them are here today. So first, I want to ask my commissioners to all come up who are here. Commissioner Samuelin, I know you're here. Come on up. Commissioner Richardson, who helped us name Harvey Milk Way. Commissioner Fernandez, come on up. We also have a bunch of groups here, representatives from each group. Let's go. From SAVE, come on, somebody come up. Orlando, it's Orlando's birthday. Equality Florida, send someone up. Is that Robin Schwartz, just coming from Tallahassee? Parents, families, friends of lesbians and gays, PFLAG, come on up. UTD, send somebody up. Come on, send a few people up. Yeah, that's right, you, I know you. Used to be in charge around here. Miami-Dade County, PTAs, come on up, come on up. Safe Schools, South Florida, come on up, come on up. Healthcare Against Hate, get up here. PRISM, Pride, Raising Awareness, Involvement, Support, and Mentoring, get up here. The Queer Collective, where the heck are you? The Alliance for GLBTQ Youth, get up here. The Unity Coalition, get up here. Miami-Dade, LGBTA, Democratic Caucuses, why are you hiding? Come on up. Pride Lines, coming up. I know there's some former Miami Beach commissioners, come on up. I saw Gongora somewhere in Steinberg, coming up. Our city manager, Alina Hudak, come on up. We stand with you. Our world has made a lot of progress, it's very true, but obviously it's clear from what just happened in Tallahassee that there's a lot more work to do, that this journey isn't over, and that it's up to us to respond to contemptuous behavior and objectionable behavior, frankly, and irresponsible behavior with contempt and with outrage, and that's what we're doing today. We are not the legislature. We are not the governor. We are the people, and we want people to know. We want people to know, especially the teachers, the parents, and the allies, and the world, that no one, absolutely no one, should be marginalized because of who they are. We say pride. We say gay. All right, as all of us leave, I'd like to bring up, I'm just the opening act, guys. I'd like to bring up the MC for today. He's a young man, a 17-year-old senior at iPrep Academy. He went up to Tallahassee. I know a lot about him because my little sister, Judy Gelber, was his teacher in 8th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And she says he is a person of incredible character and promise. So we're going to all leave, and we're going to leave this program to Javier Gomez. Let's go, Javier.
Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Well, I'm so honored, very honored to be your MC today. I'll just give a little introduction about myself. So my name is Javier Gomez. I'm 17 years old. I'm a senior at Preparatory Academy, so I'm graduating soon. And I am also an inspiring fashion designer, and you may say future politician. So, and I am also an openly proud gay Latino. All right, so I'm honored to be your MC today. Lastly, the last time I MC'd was in my 5th grade holiday show. So my skills are a bit rocky, so bear with me. But before I go and introduce everyone else, I do want to give a little remark about my experience fighting for our community, and yeah. So I'm honored. I mentioned honored several times already, but I'm honored to be surrounded by brilliant minds is really beyond heartwarming. To see my community, allies, and anyone that's opposed to anti-LGBTQ+ legislation all in one place fills me with an eternal glee. When I was little, I thought I was alone in this really vast world. I didn't have anyone to relate to. I felt alone. And I had no role models, I had nothing. But as I grew older, I found my space, like we all find our spaces. And to have the help from teachers, counselors, and everyone, exactly, give it up to round, yes! And all my surroundings, I knew it was my time to step out of the closet and into the world of opportunities. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be standing in front of you guys today. We come today to not ponder and ache on legislation that passes, but come together as a family to acknowledge our consistent efforts to fight against pure hatred. Our family is so powerful, courageous, and beautiful. We all came from somewhere to fight against a common cause. It might hurt, and we might dwell on it, but that doesn't mean our fight is over. We come a long history from demonstrations, protests, and civil disobedience. Our voices might be constantly silenced and shunned, but we are so strong in the sense that we create change despite our odds. We are not going anywhere. And I repeat that, we're not going anywhere. Not now, not tomorrow, and not in a million years. Thank you to everyone who has come out in support of the LGBTQ+ community, because I leave you with this. United we stand, divided we fall. They can rain on our parade, but like a phoenix, we rise from the ashes, no matter the circumstance. So thank you so much for all coming today in our support, and let's get this party started. So I want to introduce Delavon Taylor, a senior at Hialeah Miami Lakes Senior High School. They'll be singing the national anthem and giving some remarks.
Hi, how is everyone? I would like to say my name is Delavon Taylor. I'm a senior at Hialeah Miami Lakes Senior High. I'm openly gay, feminine as well. I represent for who I am in my culture. At the end of the day, I feel like it's a blessing to be who we are. It's a blessing to live. And at the end of the day, everyone can paint the world, but we highlight the world. We show the world what it means to be who we are. And I just want to let you guys know that one thing I always like to say is let your pride be your brand, and the way you show pride be your trademark. So I'm going to sing the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free and the home of the brave?
Can we give it another round of applause? Oh my God. That was beautiful. Next, I want to bring for invocations Rabbi Pomerantz from the Temple Beth Shalom. So yes.
Way down. I speak to you today as a rabbi. I speak to you as a mother of LGBTQ children. And most importantly, I speak to you as a human being. One of the most foundational teachings in the Bible, in all Bibles, Jewish, Christian, Catholic, comes at the very beginning with the story of creation, when we're told that God created the human being, B'Tselem Elohim, in God's image. Not some human beings, but all human beings. Each one of us, short, tall, fat, thin, black, white, brown, gay, straight, trans, old, young, in between, all of us, every single one of us. And it's essential that we recognize that divine light within every person. In just a few days, the Jewish people are going to be celebrating the holiday of Purim. And it's a holiday where we wear costumes and laugh, despite the villain Haman, who sought to destroy the Jewish people. Our tradition teaches that Haman descended from the quintessential enemy of the Jewish people, a man named Amalek. And why was he the quintessential enemy of the Jewish people? Because when the Israelites were famished and weary in the desert, Amalek attacked them from behind, targeting their most vulnerable, their precious children. Amalek was the worst kind of enemy because he struck down those who were helpless. O source of life and truth, we gather here today to protect our children, our most vulnerable. We gather here to name and validate your image, God, imprinted upon every single one of us. Grant us the strength and the wisdom to proclaim and uphold this message today and always. Amen.
All right, can we give another round of applause for Rabbi Pomerantz? Yes, that was beautiful. Next, we have Father Timothy Carr from All Souls Episcopal Church.
My name is Father Tim Carr, and as Javi said, from All Souls. And I just want a lot of you know me, but I just want you all to know that I am permanently gay. And my husband is very relieved. Now, I do not deal in politics. I deal in morality. And the moral question is, can a state legislature subjugate a child by relegating their lives as a topic illegal to discuss? Now, this is a moral quandary about how I feel about my life and about how all of you feel about your lives. But it is a quandary that many have felt before. We live, thankfully, in a country where our right to say this is protected, and for that we thank God. And in addition, we are a country where kindness and empathy are still lofty, lofty goals to live in our lives. But this is oppression. This is a prolonged, cruel, and unjust treatment. Do they want us back into the closet? Do they want us back to a place of not existing, and of existing with no value? It is our lives. And can we be told that we don't or can't talk about those here? It is essential to our very being. Things that have worth have names and have context. When we acknowledge the living value, we give something a name. We tell our story. Our context is our story. And our story, especially for our community, is our achievement and our future. Now, this bill is demeaning, it is unnecessary, and it is cruel. It leaves a broad swath of our persecuted children to fend for themselves. I'm a priest, but I'm also a dad. And I understand how important it is to make sure every child has a learning environment where they know they are loved and where they feel they and their family context is respected. This bill will make them seem unimportant and objectionable. It will expose children to abuse by other children with no opportunity for help or advocacy. It will expose teacher advocates to the threat of legal retaliation just for being accepting and kind and moral. It will chill the hearts of these families with terror and the possibility of a presidency, maybe not too far along, just as Putin instituted in 2013, which is a Don't Say Gay national bill, and that may be in our future. And so I ask you, will you say gay? Oh, you can do better than that. Will you say gay? Thank you. And now we pray. Father, who art in heaven, I pray against those that the enemy has put in positions of power to oppose and destroy any child. I pray that no child will be oppressed by those around them. I ask protection of any child because they are innocent and significant in your eyes. I pray against the defenseless situation of all our LGBTQI children. And all God's people say, Amen. Gay.
Alrighty, well, it is my greatest honor, to invite along Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Living-Cava to the stage. Yes, give him another big round of applause. Alrighty.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for inviting me here today to say gay. We heard about laws, we heard about morality, and I'm going to talk about truth. The truth is, there's no such thing as cancel culture. There's no such thing as erasing history. There's no such thing as erasing identity. The truth is, we are gay. The truth is, we are woke. The truth is, we are united here in Miami-Dade County. And no matter what they do in Tallahassee, we say, all right. So we are here to affirm our humanity. We are here to affirm history. We are here to affirm identity and truth. And we say, you cannot cancel us. You cannot cancel gay. You cannot cancel race. You cannot cancel history. And so once again, let's all just say, gay. So just bring it on. Thank you.
Alrighty. Well, let's give another round of applause to our mayor. Yes. All right, now it's my greatest honor as well to invite Zen Nelson, a student speaker, to the stage.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon. From the moment a doctor marked my birth certificate with that all-powerful F, I have been predestined for all of the necessary marks of womanhood. An affinity for pink and frivolities and shiny things and smallness, and, of course, a love of men. I was cisgender and heterosexual according to every authority on my identity, excluding myself. A normative life was the only life, and I was unable to live it. I came to realize that I did not experience the world as any acceptable young woman should. And I felt a burgeoning wrongness, a queerness inside of me. I did not have a word for it yet, but I was deeply, deeply ashamed for years. I found the label lesbian, and I found community. I felt normal for the first time in my life. However, every time I entered my school building, I had to check that at the door. If I dared to disrupt the learning environment with my existence, I was to shut up quickly. Defending my rights and identity became a part of my normal classroom routine. I didn't ask for this. I was a child. The Don't Say Gay bill takes the implicit idea that queerness is something with which children can be infected, that is wrong, that is inherently different from heterosexuality. And it enshrines it in the Floridian education system. In doing so, it robs millions of children of school as a safe, accepting environment in which they can explore themselves and how they love other people, how they relate to other people. Bill HB 1557 is the product of a party so fixated on their culture war that they are willing to risk the well-being and the lives of a generation of students. A fact that I and many others consider absolutely and irrefutably deplorable.
I'm speechless. What a moving speech. We want to, another round of applause. Let's do it. Come on, everyone. Yes. So proud. All right, next up, we have United Teachers of Dade President Clara Matz.
All right. Hello, Miami! All right, so we're going to try something out over here. When I say, you say. Okay. Say. All right. When I say, you say gay. Say. When I say, you say. Say. On behalf of the over 17,000 teachers that teach in Miami-Dade County Public Schools, I'm here to set the record straight. Number one, this curricula has never existed. There have never been educators that are trying to make students gay. Because guess what? We know that people are just born the way they are born. And we also know that in our classrooms, the only way that children can thrive, the only way that children can learn is if they believe and they know that they are accepted, that they are loved, and that they are in a classroom that is a safe space for them. So as educators, our belief is very simple. We believe that all children, whether black, brown, white, whatever zip code they come from, whether they are rich, they are poor, whether they are gay, whether they are straight, no matter who they should be loved, they should be respected, and they should be able to come to our classrooms and feel that their educators have their back, care about them, and want them to learn so that our community can succeed. So because we know that, because we know all these things, shame on Governor Ron DeSantis. You see, this is a distraction because we know that this doesn't exist, because we know this is fake, because we know this is made up. We know the true intention of what this is. This is an attack on people. This is a discriminatory bill, and we're going to call them out for it. This is discrimination. And so we have to do better. We have to do better. We have to vote for people that care about our well-being, that care about our community, because while they're making these dumb, silly bills that are discriminatory, we're still having a housing crisis. That hasn't been addressed. Hello. Hello, housing concerns. We're still having an environmental crisis. That hasn't been addressed. Hello. We still have a public education system that is underfunded. Hello. So, I need you to promise something to me. We need you to vote them out. So now I'm going to bring to you a student, because I want you to hear it from a student's perspective that has a mother that is a teacher. And I want you to hear her voice too, because just like I am, she's also an ally. And we're here to make sure that we're representing everyone. Brielle Robinson.
Good afternoon. I'm so happy to be here with all of you, not under these circumstances, but it's great to see us all unified. I'm the executive director at the Youth Education Coalition, which is a student-led organization that focuses on putting students at the epicenter of education politics. And right now we're witnessing the byproduct of what happens when minorities, and especially minority students, are not included in these decisions being made. Today I'm here to echo the sentiments of my LGBTQ+ friends and of my fellow classmates that no longer feel safe within our classrooms. My friends who no longer feel safe in public because this legislation is inflaming the homophobia that programs like the GSA, PRISM, and Paradigm have been actively mitigating amongst our classmates, programs that are now at risk. It is a lie that students are being taught to be gay by teachers. It's a lazy justification for such dangerous legislation. And DeSantis, we are demanding that you veto this law. I am currently a senior in high school, and I cannot recall a lesson about sexual orientation, much less any that ever taught me to be gay. Rather, we are exposed to insufferable amounts of heteronormativity pushed through school traditions and athletics, emphasizing that anything other than straight is what we shouldn't be. My mom is an elementary school teacher who has been protecting and accepting her students for over 17 years. And what I've learned from watching her is that every student's journey belongs to them and them only. If the Florida legislators are so concerned about individual freedom, this is quite literally the opposite. This bill has the ability to erase decades of work gay rights activists have spent decades performing. This bill is very dangerous and harmful, and we do not have the funding and our mental health resources to prepare for what is to come. We cannot allow Republican lawmakers to demonize the work that our educators are doing or that our activists are doing. This bill only has one intention: to discriminate against children and families. Everyone that supported this bill should be ashamed of themselves. Thank you.
And now I want to welcome on stage Mr. Frederick Ingram, Secretary Treasurer for the American Federation of Teachers out of D.C.
Hey, hey, Miami in the house. So I came all the way from Washington, D.C. to let you all know you all have our support in Washington, D.C. from the American Federation of Teachers. But I have to digress because in the front row, I see one of my TV heroes because I'm from Miami. Louis Aguirre is here. Give him a big shout out. Thank you for being here. I've been watching you all my life. I've never met you. I got to get a picture, man. And I'm in D.C. So I digress completely. All right? If Governor DeSantis watches this, we're not afraid of you. If lawmakers in Tallahassee are watching this, we're not afraid of you. We're not afraid of this law. We're not afraid because we know what's right. We know that people always win. We know that people's voices always win. You can't make silly, idiotic, nincompoop laws that make no sense to people. People haven't called for this law. There's no yearning for this law. Nobody went to Tallahassee and said, give us this law. Nobody did that. That came from a culture war. That came from a wedge issue. That came from politics. That came from bad public policy. And they're going to force this public policy into our public schools. Our children need you more than ever because they're going to go after our teachers first. They're going to go after classroom teachers who give themselves every single day to preschool children, to third grade children, to sixth grade children. Some of the very vulnerable children that you saw up here, from the young man who sang the Star Spangled Banner to the young lady who just spoke. They're going to go after those kids. Why are they going after these kids? For political power. For political power. We need the LGBTQ community to be stronger than ever, to be more united than ever, to make sure that you speak truth to power, because they cannot have our kids, because they cannot have the moral sanctity that we know is right, that everybody is created equal. This is for the people, by the people, of the people. You are the people. LGBTQ people are the people. So know that we will fight this in Washington, D.C., but the fight starts here. The fight starts in Miami. The fight starts in Miami Beach. The fight starts in the voting booth. And you must register to vote, because we can say gay from now until the cows come home. But if we don't vote, they're going to come back next year with something worse. And if you think DeSantis has gotten to the bottom of the barrel, you just wait. You haven't seen anything, because all they want to do is drive a wedge in between people. All they want to do is drive a wedge so that they can get this political power that they think makes them special. And you have the haves and the have-nots. We cannot have that. They're trying to tell us that we can't teach honest history. They're trying to tell us that we can't say gay to a vulnerable kid who might be coming in crying, who might be on suicide watch, who might need that kindergarten teacher, who might need that third grade teacher to say, baby, I love you. Let me take you to a counselor. Let me get you some help. Let me understand what the problem is. What are our teachers going to do when they can't do that? When they can't fall to one knee and coddle that kid like someone should, like an adult should? Governor DeSantis, have you no shame? Governor DeSantis, you should lead this state of Florida with empathy. You should lead the state of Florida with some sense of passion, and you don't. We came all the way from D.C. because Carla Hernandez-Matz asked us to come. And the 17,000 teachers, the custodians, the bus drivers, the assistants, the secretaries, everybody who works for our public schools are going to need your support next year, because they will go after our schools. And if they get our children, they have our everything. I love you. Love always wins, and you know that love wins. You know that love wins. You know that love wins. Love wins. We say gay, Governor. We say gay, lawmakers. We say gay because we know what's right. Thank you all. Solidarity.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Before I do bring in someone really special, I did want to tell you of an experience that I had when I was in Tallahassee. So when we were in the Appropriations Committee, people were debating, and I think it was Senator Pizzo that was asking, of any accounts of parents that were actually aware of this bill, aware of their children being taught about gender identity and sexual orientation. Nothing came out of their mouths. And that's something to keep in mind, because this isn't about giving parental rights to education. This isn't about anything of that. This is anti-gay and anti-trans rhetoric, period. So just to put that out there. All right, next we have State Representative Michael Grishow, and I'm super excited to bring him to the stage.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Michael Grishow. I am your state representative. I am also your friend, and most importantly, I'm your ally. But I am here to say that I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. I failed you. I did everything that I could, along with my colleagues, to try to stop this bigoted, hateful bill from getting passed, but I failed, and I am sorry. That bill, which will be signed by the governor very soon, probably in some disgusting way that'll just shove it down our throats one more time, that bill is designed to cater and pander to the worst corners of Florida. This is the best corner of Florida. I see all you. I see you. It is inspiring. It is inspiring to me because I got to tell you, guys, it's lonely up there. I have to go back up to Tallahassee, tomorrow to sign off on a budget that does nothing for us and does nothing for you, but it does a lot for those same donors who are supporting those elected officials who supported and carried this bill across the finish line. Now, I'm going to leave you with this, because I don't want to take up any more of your afternoon. It's beautiful out. We're probably tired. It's daylight savings time. I tried to get rid of daylight savings time. That didn't work either. We'll keep trying, I know. But I got to tell you, it is mid-March of 2022. This rally is amazing. It is inspiring. But it doesn't mean anything in November. When Carla talked about voting them out, that's step number one, is to go out and vote. What I need all of you all to do is you need to go find an organization, find a campaign, find some other way to get involved. We need to take this energy and get it out into the streets. There is a state senator who thinks being gay is temporary, and she wants to represent Miami Beach next year. Now, I happen to know her opponent. He looks a little like me, and we could use your help. But it's not just me. It's everybody. And somebody said something about Republicans. There are 7 Republican members of the Florida House who voted no on that bill. They deserve your support as well. This is not a partisan issue. Humanity is not a partisan issue. And I will tell you the same thing I told them on the Florida House last week. I will say gay over and over until I am rainbow in the face. I love you guys.
All right, let's give it one round of applause for Representative Grishow. Yes! All right, next I'd like to introduce to the stage Natalie Saladrigas, queer collective president of Miami-Dade Honors College, class of 2023.
Hello. Hi, my name's Natalie. I'm 19 and I go to MDC. I say these things to humanize myself. I'm the same 19-year-old girl as some of you, but I'm queer. And in our society, that's enough to set me apart. I fell in love at a young age and suffered through my first heartbreak like many of you. Maybe what makes it different is that it was with a girl. I struggled growing up, doubting my self-image, criticizing myself, and hiding like many of you. What's different is that I hid the love that I had for a woman. My earliest memories of hearing the word lesbian was used in a negative connotation. I remember my mom steering me away from shoes that I wanted because she said I would look like a lesbian. I've only heard that word as something negative. As I grew up, I continued to harbor these negative feelings that surrounded women-loving women relationships. I did not want to be that negative word that people steered away from, so I hid. In high school, I pushed away the feelings I had for women. I did not accept them. I didn't believe I could be a woman who likes women. I did not fathom it. When I got with my first girlfriend, I used to talk to my therapist. She told me how my eyes lit up when I talked about her, and I gagged whenever she said that, not knowing that I was struggling with internalized homophobia, even in a relationship. When I met my former partner, I remember my mom limiting my hangouts with her to only 30 minutes per week, which ultimately turned out to be what she thought was generous, 3 hours per week. I followed this strict curfew. I told my mom she was a friend, yet my mom still gave me disappointing looks, knowing that she and I were together. I want to think she was this way because she never saw queer relationships as something normal. The lack of representation and forced repression made me hate myself. I felt myself forcing to act a certain way, what I thought a straight woman looked like, so I could be perceived highly by men. I loved the male gaze. I wanted to know that I was wanted in any way. I pushed myself away, and that continued as I grew up. Sorry. I remember being in school and walking by the GSA, reluctant to join because me, Natalie, could not be associated with that label. As I grew up, I know these repressed feelings. I had acknowledged that people need representation just like I do. When I looked for help in therapy, in school, I was met with disapproving comments surrounding my sexuality. I was told that God doesn't approve of gay relationships, nor is it encouraged in the Bible. Even on campus, there was no LGBT representation. I found myself struggling to find support or others who understood my feelings. I saw the need for space for queer folks like I needed. I knew that the lack of support from home affected how I viewed myself greatly, and all I wanted was someone to tell me that they accepted me. I needed someone. I was lucky enough to find a professor who identified with the queer community, who supported me and pushed me to create a safe space we call Queer Collective. I think that this helped me to speak up and be openly queer in this space. People generally feel like the pure and raw sentiment that I feel is wrong. I love just like you love. The only thing that is different is that I may share this love with a woman. I'm not a groomer. I'm not a predator. I'm a hopeless romantic. I like cuddling, I like horror movies, and I like love letters. I love the same way you do. You will not silence my love because you don't accept it. You will not insult me, nor will you diminish my relationships. My identity is not impermanent. I am proud to say gay now and always.
Oh my lord. I'm so tall, I'm sorry. All right, everyone. Well, thank you all so much for coming. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. But before we close the show, we have one more special guest. Gianna, take it away.
Thank you, thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to see you. Woohoo! So I am a proud member of the LGBTQ community, and I'm very glad to be here. On behalf of Janelle Perez, she is running for state senate. She could not be here because her wife just gave birth to their second daughter. But she is running for state senate, and when she's elected, she will be the first LGBT parent in the state legislature, and we need to support her, so look her up, come find me, let's vote this November, and I'm so grateful that we're all here in building power. Bye, y'all.
Thank you so much all for coming. Tonight was incredible. Thank you all so much for the support and always chanting with us. You being here gives us an undeniable hope and strength that we need at these, really bad times. But I want to emphasize one thing before we all depart. Midterm elections are coming. We already know that the turnout for midterm elections are not always that high, but our biggest chance at ending these Republicans' reign of terror is voting them out. Repeat after me, vote them out. Exactly. We cannot keep them in office for the sake of our democracy. And we need to vote people in office that care about us, people that want us to see us thrive and succeed, and people that listen to their constituents, because we've seen a lot of that, and a lot of people don't listen to us. All right, and one last thing. In November, in August, I want you to strut to the polls. Not walk. We don't do walking here. We strut to the polls. Any of you guys listen to Lady Gaga, by any chance? Exactly, yes, I want you to put on her or anyone that you listen to, and I want you to vote them out in style. I'm wearing heels, and I'm walking to that poll, and I'm gonna vote. And honestly, if any of you are not in town for some reason, or like me, I might be leaving Florida for college, that doesn't mean I won't vote. Absentee ballots, anything. Exactly, absentee ballots, anything that can get us out and vote. So I want to thank you all ever so much for coming out again. Remember, keep supporting the LGBTQ+ community. Find ways in order to get involved, and let's vote them out this November. Yes. Thank you, everyone, and have a fabulous day.